Hello, and welcome to a random little video I just felt like making about something that happened recently. So this is the server of Derp. Couldn't think of a better name for this video. IP right here in case you want to go on it. So the way I found this server was, this was like right after Anthem made his TNT run video, and I wanted to see if I could find a server to play TNT run on. This server claimed they had it, but they didn't. So I went into it had like an old little gym shop thing that they had, well, like a shop for spinning, which did nothing. But, so I went there, just kind of explored, wasn't much to do in the lobby, logged down that shop. Now, a month later, Mr. 37 got on again for some reason. Maybe, I think he was checking to see if they had added TNT Run or something. And the gym shop was gone. And so I was in somewhere that you aren't able to get to anymore. And so I went there, and the grief protection in there was gone. So I could break blocks as if I was just in normal survival mode. So I was down at Y9 in a room with stone and ores and stuff. Lucky for me, this is one of those servers where for no apparent reason you spawn with tools in your inventory, so I just mined my way up to the surface. Took a long time. Could barely see. There was some glowstone in there and I had to steal some of it. I used it very sparingly, but still had trouble. Almost couldn't get out. Luckily for me, it was in an ocean, so I only had to get to Y40, and then I could get out. There was still command block. The command block that teleported you into the store was still there. It just wasn't hooked up to anything anymore. So that means if you powered that command block, it would teleport the nearest player in. So that'll come important later. So yeah, when we got out of there, it was a mess. There was just grief like this everywhere. There was a whole bunch of like editing and stuff done by ops and stuff. And yeah, so I found a little house. So this is just another view of it. So right there, that bedrock right there, I'm pretty sure you can see my mouse right now. But if not, there's bedrock on the left side of the screen. That's where I met Alex Destroyer. He was someone who played with us on this server. Pretty much the only person besides Mr. 37. He had an ESO skin, and a funny thing, he did not know how to chat. I was chatting him and he wasn't responding, and then after a while he went to his first tree, cut down some wood, placed a sign on this bedrock that said, "How do you talk?" And so I was just like, press T. It's funny. So yeah. I took him over to my temporary house over here. And temporary house, double doors. I did not make this house, I found it. There were broken windows here, so I removed them, and there's windows on the back and the side. There was a sign there that said it was someone in someone's house, and I put a sign there that said, "and quadriflaxes." The house is pretty much useless, so I added like some chests and furnaces and stuff. A little strip mine too. And yeah, that was just our temporary little house. Temporary little wheat farm right there. Hope you can see my mouse. So then, after a while, we realized with all that stuff around there, some op is just going to find us and destroy our base. And so we moved farther and found this area with this iron bar sphere and this used to be quartz sphere here. Mr. 37 mined down the quartz sphere and a tiny bit of the iron sphere because most of it was indestructible for some reason. That's the owner. He comes in later. Lol man, he's the bad guy in this story. Then this obsidian. Used to be a giant lava lake below. We extinguished it so we could easily get up there. I think that's actually after he got everything he could from the iron bar sphere. You couldn't break much of it. So then we built a little base here. It used to just be a cobblestone shack I made. Then an op gave us some leaves, netherrack, moss stone, and Alex Destroyer kind of built it to look random. Kind of liked the way it looked. It used to be like a 2x3 inside, and we ended up having a horse in there at one point because there were a lot of horses around here, and we just tamed them all because we had one saddle from somewhere. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. In the old base, there was an ice lake next to it. Not sure if you saw it. In that ice lake, there was a chest, and in there were a bunch of spawned-in items by ops, like a golden hoe that had like sharpness or something on it. Just a bunch of weird things. Lots of golden stuff and lots of diamonds too. Not near as much as gold. So yeah, that's where we got the saddle. I think the one saddle we had. Either that or we took it from the donkey. I'll mention that later. So yeah, just a better view of the house. That sign, you can see that. That was a message to Alex because he is lives in a time zone that's way off of us, so yeah, we were kind of not on at the same time very much. This story goes over a period of 3 days, 3 real life days, by the way. So yeah, this is inside the house. Used to be really small, then I expanded it when he expanded the outside accordingly. Little furnished chest and this strip mine that I never used, but I think he used it. We made a little pumpkin, well, I made this little pumpkin farm. Wasn't ever really used, but still, just why not? I had pumpkins. And over there is carrot and wheat farms, which eventually I sorted them out to be separate. I think they are in this picture. Almost, not quite done yet. Then that was a cow farm, just a little underground room with a bunch of cows in it. This is, yeah, we were coming back to spawn to rescue someone, and this was what the house looked like afterward. Yeah, there were water columns in the corner, by the way. So, Griefed House, they changed the sign, so good thing we got out of there in time. Coming back to the spawn to rescue people, because what we did, if you died and you didn't have a bed, you would respawn back in the lobby, of course, so what we would do is if one of us got trapped in there, you would walk all the way up as close as you can to the emerald block wall, and I would teleport you out, because I'd have a redstone wire leading away from the command block, so you would be closer to it than I was. And then if I flip that lever, the person in there will get teleported out into the shop. By the way, if you're wondering how Alex got out, he just spawned out by a glitch. I've had that happen on other servers too before. Jail server, which I'm also banned from the cube crowd. Oh, well, that's just a spoiler. Then this is the nether portal afterward. Interesting little thing, I had to place that gravel block there to get the last obsidian. The op broke that obsidian, so the gravel fell. Kind of funny. This is his new house he built while we weren't on, because we're in a different time zone and all than him. I have notes here, but I'm not even reading them because I just typed them so I remember exactly what I said. Which picture am I on? 14. So yeah, he made this base while we weren't here. It was interesting. It had like stained clay and a bunch of sandstone and stuff. Had all those horses that he tamed. He brought them all here. And this is that donkey. Found a named donkey out there too. I can't remember if that's where he got the saddle or not. Yeah, I trapped it under this netherrack for finding it later, which never happened. This is just like a weird survival games arena thing we found, is what we think it is at least. It has a giant obsidian ceiling. But whenever you go into it, it lights up even though there's a giant ceiling over it, and it doesn't stay. When you leave, it darkens again. So we found some interesting things in here. There were the carpet spawns, and Herobrine has around an enchantment table. Then this is when bad things started to happen. An op teleported to us, killed me, and when I came back, everything was blown up. Even Alex's new house. I think that's the bad guy. Lol man, yeah. And just a little note. I had tamed a few wolves. There's one right there. You can see the remnants of his house. So then the good guy came as I was mining away the house, because I told him that someone had griefed it. And he started giving me free items. Yeah, Tron Legacy 1, owner of the server. And so, this is Alex Destroyer and his ethos skin and iron armor. So yeah, that's when we met him. And this is just one of our chests of loot. And another chest, Alex looking through the chest. Yeah, he had no idea what had happened. He had been offline the whole time it was happening. He was just like, where did the house go? Yeah, the op cuboided that grass back too. The good guy. So here's all our chests, sorting through all of them. Trying to stuff it into the inventory of the 3 of us to move it to the next phase. Zombie head. Yeah, we had a lot of head blocks because mobs dropped them as rare drops on the server. Just heading back to the spawn again to rescue someone, even worse than before. Then at one point all of us got trapped in the spawn, and we asked the owner to teleport us out, and he teleported us out, but we were way far away from where we should be. And on our way back, we encountered this glowstone, sandstone village ruins encased in bedrock. Some weird thing an op made. Us sailing away on our boats, off into the ocean. These are all the items after one of the ops had killed me, and they gave back my items, but some of them are missing, as you can tell. We all had full inventories of the best stuff we could get. I don't have any idea what that stuff was, though. So we ended up at this jungle island here, chest of stuff. And then some things that happened is, yeah, I came back on some other time, and audio desyncing isn't that big of a deal in this video. But yeah, so we had come back on, and there was this story. Alex had apparently said a bad word in the chat or something, and there were 2 jail wardens on the server, and they were keeping him in jail, but one was on his side and one was not. So one was kind of trying to free him, and the other one was bad. And yeah, he eventually escaped. And then I was like talking to him, like, where are you and stuff. And then all of a sudden, I was banned for no apparent reason. Just one of them banned me. And so Mr. 37 like logged on and tried to save me. And that didn't work out too well. By save, I mean get me to be unbanned. He asked him why I haven't banned, and he was like, because I can. And then he asked, and then the warden asked if Boomy wanted to be banned. He was like, no, and then he was banned. So we were both banned. Don't think Alex Destroyer ever got banned. As far as I know, he could still be playing on the server. Who knows? But recently I tried to connect to it again, and it said outdated server. So that's kind of strange, because I'm pretty sure it was 1.6.2 when we were doing this, and it's still 1.6.2 when I'm recording this. So yeah, that was just kind of an interesting little thing that happened. So yeah, again, if you want to play on the server, that's the IP right there. So that's about all I was talking about in this. All I wanted to talk about in this video was just about that server and all that events. So just a little random thing I wanted to talk about. How do I end this video?